ow. Jackie's putting out a song. Ow, ow, ow. Right here.
Ow, ow. Oh, ow, ow. Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Oh, ow.
Oh.
Oh, ow.
And then we can play that game where we blindfold her, and then she gets to feel our naked buttocks, and she has to try and guess who it is. Let's do
why
that.
don't you blindfold her and put different things in her mouth and see if she can identify?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, write that down. We want to do that to her, too.
Cigars, bananas.
Jack. Let's shave her head and draw obscenities on her skull.
Nothing permanent.
Oh, oh.
Nothing permanent.
That's not permanent.
Oh, oh.
Too
Ow,
permanent.
ow,
Oh, oh.
ow.
Can't walk out the same way she came in after that.
She said we could do whatever we want to her.
Exactly.
She really
She
did.
had no idea who she was saying that to.
Cut off her feet.
Put them in her mouth.
Suffocate her. Let me see what else is on here.
Yeah, because it sounds like I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I think you've heard this one before, too. Well, I want to meet her, man. When can she get in here?
I'm sure she could be in here in a couple of days.
All right. See if you can get her in tomorrow. I want to do stuff to her.
Her name's Ava.
Ava Cadell. The Sounds of Sex. Yeah, I could get into that.
I never had so much drum machine in my sex before.
Hey, Howard, I'm looking at her bio. She's your kind of girl. She was shuttled between foster homes as a kid.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Unstable.
Unstable.
And educated by nuns.
Really? Perfect.
Backlash.
Gee, no dad, no mom. Think she
And
needs a
nuns.
father figure? And nuns. Oh, I'm hot. I'm going to play...
This sounds like the same. You've been playing the
No.
same song over and over.
No, this is Sextrology. You haven't heard this one. This one's 11 minutes long. This is like the Knights in White
Well, then
Satin.
they all start the same.
This is like the Freebird of the sex album.
She's got a black.
You can get up and go to the bathroom when you play this.
Yeah.
She's got a black belt in karate.
Oh, there she... Excellent.
Oh, she's saying something.
Oh. Farting turns me on. Farts.
Sex and farting.
Farts.
There you go, baby.
There you go.
Oh,
Ow.
Smell it.
I like that toilet song better that guy sent in. I don't know what I'm going to release that. This guy didn't use one real instrument. He told me what instruments he used. Everything was from the human body.
He's like Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah. Don't worry, be happy. Do, 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 do. All right, very good. Thank you. I can't take too much of that song. I know too much about it. I got to take a break here. Meanwhile, there's a guy there with a giant birthmark that I want to rip off with a vice.
On one side and a tattoo on the other.
Yeah. That'd be funny while he's singing if the E-camera just stays on the birthmark.
Yeah.
The whole time. And different shots of the birthmark.
And then you put like an animated mouth on it later so it looks like
Have
the
an
birthmark.
answer.
No, what I would do is like have like a rocket ship land on it, like through animation, and then like people
Like it's
step off.
Mars?
Yeah, like it's landing on the moon, like the first moonwalk.
Like people are walking around on a birthmark.
Yeah.
Guy takes the first step.
Guys planting a flag.
It's like, you know.
One small step for man, one huge step for mankind.
Oh, man.
And they're taking those big giant moon steps
Yeah.
on his face.
Playing golf.
Ave Maria. Man. And then you know what we ought to do? We ought to get like some like black makeup to see if we can cover his birthmark, show him what he looked like without it.
Ah,
That'd
some
be
of that
good. Like a makeover.
blend.
Like an Aaron Neville makeover.
You know what would be even worse?
Yeah.
If you had Ralph put an exact replica of his birthmark on you, so when he walked in, you got
Yeah. Oh, that's funny for the camera. Yeah, why don't we all draw in our own
Have a
birthmark?
birthmark?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, why don't we get giant like Ralph can make them out of cement, you know, like those little rubber cement pieces.
Right.
We'll all be wearing giant birthmarks.
You know what it really looks like? It's
What?
one of those fake dog duty things.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Why don't we just tape fake dog duty to our eyebrows?
Oh, that's sick. Oh,
Why don't we just tape?
Vomit, you know?
Yeah, why don't we just tape fake dog duty to our eyebrow? And when he comes in, like we're all sitting there and
Where is that thing on his face?
it's on his eyebrow.
Is it on the eyebrow?
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah,
That's all you stare at, though.
yeah. Why don't we just like put a lampshade on it?
I think I'm going to be sick that day.
Hang pencils on it. See, but I hope the guy's got a sense of humor. I don't want to get my ass kicked.
No, that's why I want him here.
Yeah. To kick my ass. Be like, hey, shut up, man. Last man who made fun of my birthmark, I killed.
Well, I went to prison.
That's why I was in jail.
Gary, where's Ave Maria while I'm young?
He left and never came back.
Dude. All right, hurry up, because I got the transsexual and I got Stuttering John to do. I found this a first honest transsexual who's willing to admit that those fake vaginas those doctors make, you can't feel a
just
damn
because
thing.
one person doesn't have an orgasm doesn't mean they all don't.
No. She swears she can't feel a thing. What's the cut off your weenie? Well, let's ask the Cato Magic 8 Ball how you'll do today at your book signing.
All right.
Will Robin have a successful book signing? Cato.
Not that I remember.
That doesn't mean.
Hasn't happened yet, Cato. You're not supposed to remember it.
All right, let's ask Jan Michael Vincent. He's more clear than Cato. Not much, but more clear. Jan Michael Vincent 8 Ball, will Robin have a successful book signing today?
I don't think so.
Jan Michael Vincent, how could you say that?
Hey, that's the 8 Ball.
Oh.
Never lies. You know what? Let's check with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Check with somebody. Maybe I'll call my psychic.
Arnold Schwarzenegger will be successful.
I think if you take a poll, you will find out very quickly that your radio audience would not be interested.
Oh.
What is this? You're really stacking the deck against me. How dare you?
I don't know, man. It's the 8 Ball. He says if we take a poll, no one's interested. That's
I'm
terrible.
leaving now.
You better not show up. All right, go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
What do you want from me? It's the 8 Ball. Here, I'll ask you a different 8 Ball. She's getting
It's the 8
superstitious.
Ball.
So it can't be real? I'll ask OJ. OJ, will it be successful today? Robin's thing, book signing.
Quite often.
Good, there you go.
That wasn't conclusive.
Better than
Say yes.
You got 10 people saying no.
Will it be successful?
I plead the fifth.
You don't want to say.
Can't get any help here.
You better just do the news. They had 4 RVs, and they have a megaphone, and they go like,
Shalom, are you a Jew? Are you a...
they had megaphones, they were just yelling out on the street, and they have like bad Hebrew music playing, and they go,
Mr. Rebbe is dead, but his message is still around. Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew? The Rebbe's message is here. Come party with us. Celebrate. Let's celebrate.
what the hell are they saying? I don't even know. Do you know what they're saying?
Are you a Jew? Hello. Celebrate as witness to mitzvah.
Yeah, as witness to, and they yell stuff.
The
You don't
Rebbe's message of love.
Yeah,
Share the Rebbe's message of...
and they have big pictures of that Rebbe who looks like Santa
he's-
Claus.
He's on the top of the van.
Yeah,
Sale at Bloomingdale's.
they were like,
Shalom. Share the message of the Rebbe. Celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate the message of the Rebbe.
and you're like, you don't even know what they're
You
talking
don't know
about.
the Rebbe. You don't know what his message
Are
was.
you
In fact-
Jewish?
Yeah, and in fact, if you want to get involved with them, you wouldn't even know how to get into that RV.
Because there were so many people in the RV, there wasn't room for anybody
There's
else.
caravans of them.
What was it? It was like,
Shalom.
Celebrate his legacy of love.
Yeah. Celebrate his legacy of love.
Meanwhile, all the kids in the van are taking pictures of me. They're not worried about the Rebbe either.
well, what was weird is, so Gorilla rolls down the window, and one of the little Jewish kids starts yelling to Gorilla, "Who is that?"
I know.
So you know what Gorilla told her?
What?
He goes, she is a visiting African princess who just came into town. She's only in town for one day. They were going nuts. That's
They
why
were taking my picture.
Yeah, because they thought you were a visiting African princess who was in town for one day. It was very rare.
Oh, it was very funny because all of a sudden they just came up with cameras and they started asking me to wave and they were taking my picture.
And of course, they're all in culture shock. They're like Amish. They have no idea who
This
anyone
is
is.
the first time they've seen another person.
So imagine when they develop these pictures and they're running around, wherever, Hasidim land.
I got an African princess.
Look at this.
Celebrate the Rebbe. Rebbe. Celebrate the Rebbe.
And they're yelling stuff like,
Mashiach.
The Mashiach is coming. Celebrate Mashiach.
I heard Mashiach.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Mashiach.
Mashiach is the Messiah.
Circumcise and drink wine.
Yes, circumcised. Mashiach, Rebbe,
Never
Jesus,
Shevitz.
Medges,
And it's like 20
And
guys
I
yelling at one time.
never heard music like that in my life.
I know. And it's all through a bad little speaker.
Hey, look at this. I got pictures of one of the main Schwarzers from Africa. This is the top Schwarzer.
I wanted to say, don't rain on my parade. Get out of here.
Well, they were ruining it for you.
Celebrate.
This is the one from Africa. She rules all the Schwarzers.
A Schwarzer queen.
The Schwarzer queen is here.
Welcome, Fifth Avenue.
It is a sign from Rebbe. The Mashiach is here, a Schwarzer queen.
Menachem Schneerson.
And it's like 20 guys yelling out of megaphones all at once. So it's like me, Billy, Fred, it would all be yelling at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Stopping people on the street.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah, no. Look, we got the picture of an African queen. This is a sign from Rebbe Schneerson.
Celebrate the moments of your life.
This is a woman who rules the elephants and snakes. Look at the hooters.
There's a bird on her head.
She could feed all of Africa. Gorgeous.
It will rain bread.
Yes, Rebbe Schneerson said there would be a sign today. It is a sign an African Schwarzer princess will come and help us.
I see you coming down. Because you're dressed in a queen's costume with a Nefertiti outfit.
Bird on my head with feathers coming out.
Ah, the Schwarzers.
The Black Lubavitcher.
It is an angel.
But they were screaming at, they rent the, I don't know if they rent them or own them. They have these big giant RVs. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, they were huge mobile homes.
Yeah. And there's like 9 billion. They're packed in there tighter than gefilte
The
fish.
kids had their faces smashed against the window.
Yeah.
Stealing Robin's thunder, though.
Yeah.
Like they're competing going down
I couldn't
Fifth
even
Avenue.
see the other side of the street. They
Hells
created
Angels.
this wall
I know. And once,
right next to me.
yeah, you were competing with them. And once Gorilla told them you were an African princess. It was like, you know,
In Africa, she rules 8 tribes and in the Howard Johnson Hotel.
I know, my legend grew.
Look at her. Look.
My legend grew and grew.
Yes.
Bear witness. Are you Jewish?
yeah.
Menachem Schneerson.
Mashiach. Menachem Schneerson.
In the paper, they say when the Queen and the Messiah meet, you get a big traffic jam.
Yeah.
Hells
Is
Angels.
that what it says? What paper is that?
The Post.
The Queen, she looks so busy. The Queen is selling a book. Who is that? The Queen of Africa?
Sticking out of the moonroof.
Look at that. Oh, boy. That's much nicer than an RV.
Vezmir.
Schmearson, let us not forget our mission. Are you a Jew?
Yeah, that's something you want yelled at you when you're walking down the street.
Yeah, you start hiding in doorways.
Are you a Jew? Yes, Mashiach. Where's the Mashiach? He can't get through. The African princess is here.
Come to the mitzvah tank.
Yes, yeah, they were calling it a mitzvah tank. Come to the mitzvah tank.
Boom, boom. I'm a mitzvah tank.
Those aren't even like real Jews.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they're the real Jews. There's a whole bunch of different Jews.
There's different sects of Hasidim, too. who
Yeah, I
think
don't
they
know.
have the answer.
They're like,
I think you were in with a real wacky sect yesterday.
I think it was the Lubavitcher.
Yeah.
they're like super fans.
Are you a Jew?
I said there was only 4. It says here there were 20 of those things.
Yeah?
Are you a Jew? Are you? You are? Celebrate the message of Rebbe Schneerson. Come to the RV. How you get in this RV?
We don't know how to open the door.
Yeah. They look like if they opened the door, all the Jews would have come rolling out.
Pop out.
Like a circus.
You've got to hear the message of Rebbe Schneerson. When you hear it, Mashiach will come. The Rebbe told us in the Lubavitcher faith that the Rebbe would be back on a single day when there was a sign from God, and now the African Schwarzer is here.
And they're yelling down the street. It was like I just had to get out of there. I didn't know what was going on. Let me tell you something. Right
That's
now,
what I read in the
I've got
books.
chest pains. I got chest pains right now. Watch this. I'm telling you, I'll get rid of my whole chest pain. Watch this.
Oh.
Look out.
Man.
How's that? I'm fine. I don't feel a thing.
They did a catheterization on the good senator, and they found that there were no clogged arteries. So it seems that it could have been just a stress thing.
Look out!
He supposedly was stressed out because of all the backlash he suffered as a result of mimicking Judge Ito.
Oh, for God's sakes, that was the big
An
nothing.
accent that the judge doesn't have.
Come here and smell my microphone.
No,
Look out! Look out!
I pity the people who follow you.
Look out! Look out! All right, Jackie, which selection will you be
I'll be
doing?
reading a selection, Howard, from chapter 6, titled The Two Jameses.
All right.
And this is about Robin, who says that she almost never had a date, but then explains the date that she did happen to take.
Okay, let's hear it. See, Robin's already laughing.
Getting good. It's getting good.
Oh, I can't believe
I'm
he chose
actually
this part.
enjoying this more than I did yesterday.
All right, go
I
ahead.
was in heaven yesterday.
Well, now you got a big audience.
In a totally uncharacteristic moment of weakness, during my last year of high school, I'd agreed to let my father fix me up with a date for the senior dance. He was some guy who worked with my father at the steel mill. I should have known better. But my objective was to go to the dance, not find true love.
Jackie's going to put this on dial-a-joke.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on 922.
When you dial 516-922-WINE,
You'll
Jackie.
hear this?
Hey, Jackie, maybe we should have a recording session now.
A different chapter on every line.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. So Robin now.
Use your finger.
Robin wants a date,
Father.
and her father's going to say.
Oh, shut up, Jackie. Just read the
All right,
section
go ahead.
you're
All right,
working
go
on.
ahead. The father's going to set her up on a date.
Okay, now we lost it.
No.
I should have known better, but my objective was to go to the dance, not find true love. It's a good thing, too, because the boy turned out to be a complete cretin. I can honestly say that there wasn't one thing I liked about him. He was an ugly, semi-literate hulk, totally devoid of charm.
Are you adding words?
No.
I
Robin's not sure she wrote this.
A friggin' syllable.
All right, wait. Start from the Hulk line
Not a
again.
frick.
That's a good one.
He was an ugly, semi-literate hulk, totally devoid of charm, grace, or tact. He arrived at his Sunday best, and it didn't do a thing for him.
So the guy.
Oh, you brute!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He had a timing thing
Oh,
going
go ahead.
there.
Go ahead. Take the sentence
Take the
again.
sentence
I had
Sorry.
to give the queen her
All right.
moment.
Sorry, Jackie.
Building.
I will back up.
Yeah. He's doing
I
good, so
know
I'm not,
she's
I shouldn't have interrupted. Go ahead.
He
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He arrived in his Sunday best, and it didn't do a thing for him.
Look at Robin. She's like, oh, he's doing beautiful. I mean, she likes her words being read.
I, on the other hand, looked wonderful in a form-fitting black velvet number. Which was my first really sophisticated dress. The cretin's eyes almost popped out when he saw me.
The cretin's eyes almost popped out of his head.
Almost popped out when he saw me. I gotta skip the next one. One more.
What, you going to do another reading? He has a great... No. That was great. Do you want to hear another reading?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
I didn't know that was that funny.
This is... you know what? He was reading it to me. I was like, wow, this is a funny book.
There's another hunk, but
What do you think of that reading, Gary? You didn't hear it yesterday.
We loved it.
Yeah.
We loved
It's
it.
a great reading. Okay. Thank you, Jackie. And now, Jackie as Robin reading from her book.
What I didn't know was that I'd find my Prince Charming as close to home as my friend Marlene's kitchen. Marlene was one of my last classmates who didn't have a guy. We became partners on the prowl.
Isn't it interesting to see what Jackie's favorite part would be?
Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
On our first outing, we met at her house. I was early, so she was still dressing.
Come on, stop the laugh. Just do it. You're not that funny. Go ahead.
Shut up.
Okay. When you don't laugh at yourself, you're funnier. Go ahead.
I'm laughing.
Go.
Don't you laugh?
All right. Don't break yourself. We can do interpretive reading.
I had on my man... This is in quotes.
All right.
I had on my man-trapping outfit. We're talking a lime green tennis skirt and a navy blue shell.
What is
The
that?
colors of the day. And all you could see were legs for days. I forgot all about fashion, though, when I walked into Marlene's kitchen and saw him.
Ooh.
And I don't know.
Beautiful
I don't
read.
know what
Come
the-
on. Give the guy some credit.
I don't know what the other guys will choose, but I'm hoping that no one will choose the passage that I will be doing if I get another opportunity.
Do you have another
you have
passage
more
selected?
favorite passages.
Oh, he's full
Well,
of
I
one.
don't want to overdo it here.
I'll do one more.
Do one more. I
see-
love it.
See, but each
You got to admit he's good at it.
part, though, you really need the build of.
What's going on? All right,
You
so
need a
save
lead
it.
in?
Maybe this doesn't need, you know.
Huh. Is it a paragraph?
I mean, this is not a bitch. I mean, this is.
He read to me all for about 15 minutes in the car. He had me
You know,
going.
maybe let me
It's
go.
different,
I'll
you know
go
what?
a little
I should
faster.
have let Jackie do my audio.
Yeah, I know. You don't tell me you did it.
Yes.
No, Jackie do
I'll
it.
go a little faster so it's not so drawn out.
No. You read. I don't want to
You
ruin your
read it the
impression.
way you think I wrote it.
Very regal.
Don't shortchange it.
It was probably that kind of peer pressure that convinced me that now was the time to shed my virginity. It had never occurred to me that I could be a lesbian, and I figured that if I wasn't a virgin anymore, it would end the speculation of others. With James out of the picture, I was free to find out. The lucky man turned out to be a friend of my roommate's ex-con boyfriend. His name was Billy. He was like all the boys back in my old neighborhood. A decent sort,
How dare you read my words like
but not much ambition. He'd finished high school and had gotten himself a job. The next thing on the agenda was to find himself a woman. He flipped for me the night we met, so I thought, why not? I don't think either of us knew what we were doing. Oh, for all I know, Billy might have been a virgin too. The big event took place in his mother's converted basement, which served as his Washington, D.C. bachelor pad. I had no idea what I was in for. The pain was excruciating. I would have preferred to have been stabbed repeatedly. But here I was instead with my head repeatedly banging into the headboard of his bed. But I was determined to rid myself of this dreaded virginity.
Get rid of it.
So I gritted my teeth and stuck it out. Just as the pain was beginning to subside, he stopped thrusting, shuddered, and collapsed on me like a dead man. My first thought was that what all the fuss was about? But my second was that I was now a proud member in good standing of the Sisterhood of the Sexually Active.
that was
Beautiful. Wow. Wow.
Girl, you as a woman.
He loves reading out loud.
Oh my
He loves it. You have given him a purpose in life. That's what he's doing at Rascals. He's going to be reading from your
Well, it
book.
would be a fresh reading.
You'll be picking out new paragraphs.
Yes, as I go on.
Well, nice work, Jackie.
Thank you very much.
Pretty wild stuff, huh? It's different when he reads it, isn't it?
Very.
It's funny.
Takes on another dimension.
Yeah, it does.
There's a party in every paragraph. 20 minutes to read the eye.
He's absorbing.
I lost my virginity.
My dread virginity.
I didn't realize he was having that much fun with the book.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. No wonder it's debuting number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Yes, that's the big news. I'm going to be number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list.
I just picture her sitting there, typing away. I, on the other hand, looked wonderful. I'm trying to figure out which words she
was
picked. Should I say
joke.
elegant or wonderful or stupendous? Oh, that's a little strong.
The superlatives are getting too strong.
When Jackie started doing his legs forever read
Can you
yesterday,
do that
car?
again? Just the colors
Legs
of the
forever.
day.
The
and
colors of
legs
the
forever.
day.
That was really the best passage.
Oh, stop it. Not again.
No,
enough.
please. He's ready, though.
Yeah.
He loves doing that.
All right. I am going to take a break. And,
I'm crying.
What are you wearing? The colors of the day?
No, not today.
All right. Do you have legs forever today?
What does that mean?
What? Colors of the
Colors
day?
of the day.
Those were the hip colors of the
Yeah,
day.
everybody was wearing lime green and navy blue back then, Jackie.
That's
Except
what all the
Jackie.
gals were wearing, you cretin.
When the cretin saw me,
His
eyes popped out of his head.
Holy Jesus.
When the cretin beheld me.
What words did you decide against instead of cretin? There must have been other choices.
Is Gorgot still there?
Gorgot.
Simpleton.
How dare he date me?
Fey fool.
Say fool that he was. All right, listen, let's take a break.
This is something I wanted to discuss with you. There was a movie out just recently called Losing Isaiah. It's
Yeah.
about a white woman who adopts a black crack baby.
Right.
And then the mother returns and fights her for custody of the child.
Great. 1 million unwanted black babies. White woman goes out and adopts it. Now everybody wants it back. That's some movie.
You act as if it doesn't happen. A public interest law firm in Washington, D.C. is launching a national campaign today to force states to allow more interracial adoption.
Of course. Anybody who wants these black babies are sitting around doing nothing.
What are you talking about?
There's 1 million of them.
Justice plans to file suit in Texas and join a suit in Tennessee to make social workers process more adoptions of black children by white parents.
These white babies get scooped up. People are going off to Romania to get the white babies.
Sick white babies.
Sick white baby, defective white babies, Romanians. I would want a healthy black baby over a sick white baby any day. All right, maybe there's a pecking order in your mind. Healthy white baby here, then sick white baby, then a black baby. That's crazy. So, I mean, when I say defective, I don't mean with a cold. I mean, some of them have no hearts. They got half a heart. Going to have them in operations for the rest of their lives. So you find a few white people want to adopt black people. Let them do it.
There are some black people who say this smacks of slavery to them.
Oh, for God's sakes. I do say that, but not on the air. I mean, for God's sake.
Although 80% of the U.S. population is white, 2/3 of the 500,000 children in foster care, where most children up for adoption wait, are minorities. 40% are black.
I think somebody would worry about that, whether or not I like Latin music seems to be more important. You think that would be a headline in the news?
Meanwhile, 67% of adoptive parents are white.
Must be weird when you're a white guy, you adopt a black kid, and you say to him, hey, man, I want you to do a few chores. And then the kid's like, hey, man, who you think I am? Who am I, Kunta Kinte? Why don't you just call me Kunta Kinte around here, man? And then you're lucky enough after you adopt this black kid.
Your child is just going to start talking.
Yeah,
like
right.
that, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, don't you talk that way to me. Don't you talk street talk to me. What's the matter, man? Can't you handle it? And then, then a lot of people who adopt, like a couple of years later, then they find all of a sudden they can have their own. So now you got a white kid and a black kid. And then every time you ask the black kid to do something, they'll be like, what am I, a slave? What you talking about?
They'll be like Jeanette Harris.
Yeah.
Weighing
Oh, yeah.
everything you do. Wait
Hey.
a minute. You're not giving her as much work as you're giving me.
Hey, you kicked me. I didn't kick you. I was just walking by. I accidentally stepped on your foot. Mama, daddy, this white girl, that's your sister. No, this white girl just kicked me. Where Judge Ito at? Mama,
razor
daddy,
in your house.
I would like to watch a videotape now in the black people's room. Honey, we're a family. You have to watch with the rest of the family. I have to watch those Caucasian movies with you. And what up, man? How come I gotta watch this here movie after your white people here watch the movie? Oh, man. I wonder what age you tell the black kid he's adopted, too.
Oh, stop.
You know.
So silly.
Mama, I got a question for you. How old are you, son? 19. I want to know. Am I adopted? I was worried about this. I knew this day would come.
You know what really strikes me about you is how warm-hearted you are.
Yeah, that must be some scene. I'll tell you, I would never adopt a black kid because it would just be trouble.
You're not adopting anybody,
The kid-
okay?
yeah, I got enough trouble with my own.
Let's be serious.
No.
You don't believe in adoption, it
I
seems
don't.
to me at all.
Adopted children will always end up hating you.
Ugh.
Always. 9 times out of 10, okay? How's that? They always go looking for their real parents, even though their real parents are trailer trash.
You
Always.
don't know who the
I have to go
parents are.
find my parents. Hey,
Could be
I
Princess
raised
Di
you.
on a bad
yeah,
day.
yeah. Princess Di. I raised you, you schmuck. You're going to go now looking for someone who abandoned you after she spread her legs on her 16th birthday for some drunk?
You're so sweet.
How about you go and you knock on the door and you find out it was the girl's father? You're an incest baby. For God's sake. I raise you, and then all of a sudden they play you off the person. I'm going to my real parent, my biological parent today. Oh, you are? Yeah, so I won't have time for you. I mean, I raised you, I spent all my money on you, so you little peckerhead could stab me in the back and try to make me jealous? You son of a bitch. I'd rather, you know what? Out of my house. Out and Z. And don't ever ask me for nothing. Let your biological parent pay for college.
You know what?
You skunk.
You know how many times you've done scenes for me?
What do you mean?
When you just pick something from a movie and you try to act?
Right. Thank you, Robin.
It was never that real.
It was never that. That was real right now. I was yelling at my adopted.
You are there.
Thank you. Oh, I'm the world's greatest actor. I never told you this.
No, this is a real situation to you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not acting. Oh, I'm telling you, man. I know, and the parents always know it, too, in the back of their mind. Always, as soon as something screws, I'm like, oh, boy, I bet you the real mother was a big cow with a 12 IQ. Probably go drunk. I'm telling you right now.
And genetically, you're locked into everything your parents did.
Oh,
is that
yes.
it? Okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dad, can I have some money to tour the country looking for the dicks who abandoned me?
I have to get off this because you're getting...
Jackie's searching for his father. He thinks his real father was FDR.
Why even bother to have this discussion?
Hey, Dad!
I won't discuss this with you anymore. You're not sensitive enough for this subject.
Imagine you go searching for your real parents, and so you knock on the door. It's your drunken Jackie Montling. You know, it was in Michigan State, 1914. Son, hey, how you doing? Who is it? Hello? Who is it? Daddy and me. And then you adopt a black kid. Man, that's, I'm writing a movie about that. A white family has a black kid. I'm going to write a movie about that.
Oh, no.
Hey, man, what you mean clean up my room?
Forget private parts of the movie.
Yeah, right. Private parts of the movie is finished. This is a whole new movie. I'm going to play a white man who adopts a black baby. Hey, Dad, you big, ugly honky. What you mean mow the lawn? Who do I look like? Gunga Dee? What you mean? I didn't tell you to adopt me.
How ridiculous is it? This is a child you adopted at what age? 90?
Big, ugly Jew with breasts? Look at you. You call yourself a man? You can't even play basketball.
How old was this child when you adopted it?
Hey, I'm a half Jew. What?
How old was this child when you
I
adopted it?
adopted as an infant.
And it talks like this.
That's the slap in my face. He'll be like Bill Bellamy on MTV. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, shut up. You're living with a white man. I was glad I ain't got your jeans.
It's so crazy.
I'll
Let
call
me
it
go
kicking
on.
Isaiah right out of the house on his 15th birthday.
Kicking Isaiah out of the house.
Kicking Isaiah out of the house. Hey, man, get this kid out of here. It's my nightmare.
I have to go on with the news.
Won't even clean his room. Tell Mommy to clean up the room. Like, my mother starts yelling at me about your book signing. She goes, she should have been there at 5. She could have signed everybody's. They had to cut off the line. Many people came up to us. They were upset. You should be sorry my parents showed up at your book signing. Because now I'm seeing my parents sign. They're going to be yelling at me. I said, why am I being yelled at for Robin's book signing? You were late for your first one. I said, yeah, but I learned from the first one. Once I said I couldn't get through the traffic.
Could I? I don't live on Long Island anymore.
Doesn't matter. My mother.
Wait a minute. Let me say something to you.
Yeah.
I thought 4:30 more than enough time to get to a 6 o'clock book signing.
Not according to my mother. She goes, she could have been there at 5 o'clock.
No.
And signed. I said, well, maybe Robin was nervous. So, listen, I go, maybe Robin was nervous. She want to make sure she gets there a little fashionably late, just so make sure the crowd is all pumped up and it's big. And she goes, that's wrong. Of course there's a crowd. She goes, that's no way for her to live her life, to live in fear about the crowd. I've never heard such nonsense. I said, look, Ma.
It was traffic.
No,
it wasn't
please.
any such thing.
They didn't yell at you, did they?
Oh, no,
all
because
right.
They stayed for a while, but I was still working.
Yeah.
When they left, so they didn't have a chance to get a hold of me.
Well, wait a second. Yeah, so she starts in on me. I go, look, Mom, it's unfortunate that Robin was late. I don't know why. I'll try to get to the bottom of it. I said, but you can't lecture me for what Robin has done. That's just not fair. I got to get off this phone. I'm getting a headache. So then my father gets on the phone, too, and he goes, so I go up there with your mother, and I'm going on the line. I was walking by. Robin wasn't there yet, and I'm walking up, and everyone is yelling to me, yelling things to me, and I told them, shut up, sit down. They went wild. I told them all to shut up and sit down. And my mother goes, and a man came up to me and told me he wanted a date.
Oh.
Yeah, my mother, takes it for real. She's an old bat. I mean, my father can't stand looking at her.
Oh,
She's got giant underpants. She weighs way too much. There's nothing foxy. She goes, and the man, I said to him, you are, don't you think I'm too old for you? And he said, no, I don't care about age. I care about beauty.
Ooh.
I'm hearing every story from your book signing. And then my father says, they had to bring us in. We caused such a commotion.
That's right.
That Robin wasn't there. They locked us in a room. I said, you're kidding. I go, no. Then he says, and then Robin showed up, and I took a chair next to her, and they made me, because I wanted to give her moral support. So I said, that's great that you did that. He goes, well, I don't think so, because they made me get up because it was causing too much of a commotion. The line was not moving fast enough, and I'm sorry I did it.
Oh, no.
No. And my mother goes, you shouldn't have done it. And I go, Dad, it's fine. You were sitting there trying to be nice to her and give her moral support while she's...
People were very excited to see him, and they just started asking for his autograph.
Well, I hope so. I don't know. He says, he goes, I don't know. I sat there to give her moral support, but I saw it was the wrong thing to do. So it was a whole... I'm on the...
very happy to see that.
Meanwhile, it's about 7 o'clock, 7:30 at night. I want to go to bed, I'm watching TV. I'm waiting for...
They're entertaining you with the story.
I'm waiting for entertainment tonight to come on so I can see, maybe a model or something in a bikini. Something good,
Oh, goodness.
I don't know.
And Gary Baba Booey's mother showed up, too.
And then my parents, she goes, and Gary's mother was, I go, really? Again? My mother goes, what do you mean again? I said, I don't know. She seems to show up for everything. I said, all you have no life. No, but my parents called me.
Very sweet, and I was overwhelmed. I almost cried.
My
it
parents
almost brought me to tears.
My parents were like, we want to go. I said, well, go. You should absolutely go. She'll be thrilled. After all, it's Long Island. She's got all kind of rules, my mother.
Oh, it was wonderful to see them.
And then
My one problem was Elephant Boy was sitting on the other side of me.
Oh, yeah, that's what my mother told me.
And he was trying to talk to me.
I know.
You know, and you're sitting there trying to sign
Don't you have
books,
people who get rid of Elephant Boy?
and he's going,
Yeah.
And I said, Fred, you can't talk to me now.
Right.
I don't have time to figure out what you're saying.
Wow. That was harsh. But don't you have people who just take Elephant Boy and throw him out?
It was all right for him to sit
Yeah.
there, but for him to try to, he wanted to have a conversation.
And he doesn't get it.
He was like when he's with you at Scores,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get a lap dance,
Right.
and he's saying, Howa, Howa.
Yeah,
That's what he was like. I was trying to talk to the people on the line
Well, now
and say
you know.
hello.
Imagine I'm standing there with a beautiful woman. I'm a horny married guy. People say to me, how come you have to go to Scores? Why do you go to Scores, man? I don't get that. I go, because it's precisely because I don't cheat on my wife. So there's, I got to have some sexual outlet that's sort of legal.
Sort of legal.
Yeah, quasi-legal. And then you go in there and Elephant Boy's there, and he's like, and you're like, Elephant Boy, dude, I don't mind you being here, but if you're going to talk to me, literally he talks like that.
Yeah.
And I go, you're spitting all over me. I can't take it. You got to be very direct with that guy. But he's a nice kid.
He's wonderful. I love Elephant Boy.
Actually, we don't even know if he's wonderful. Who can figure out what he's saying?
He's wonderful when he's with us.
Since speech therapy, he's gotten worse.
I know. I couldn't understand one word last night.
He's forgot all his lessons. Interesting.
And you know what your father just said? You
What?
know what your father
What
just
did
said?
he
said
say?
he's never talking to you again.
All right, so now how do I get you to stop talking to me? How do I get you to stop talking
And
to me?
now that we're on these subjects, I have something to say about that shindig you're going to today.
Oh, who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
Guys getting married, we have bachelor parties.
I just want you to picture this scene. If you were a kid and your father or your mother went to a shindig like that,
Who cares?
you would have cared.
Let me tell you something. My father dreamed of shindigs like that.
Disgusting, and I want you to know that I think it's disgusting.
Hey, guys getting married.
What?
I'm wearing sweatpants.
And I once told you that you set the tone of that, of the people that work around you.
Of course I do.
And that's the tone that you set for all these married men.
You want to know something, Mom? I've been married 20 years.
You know that I think it's disgusting. And if you were my husband...
I would never be your husband. I would never marry someone like you.
...to my house...
I would never marry a controlling yenta.
Oh.
I would never...
No, but you would never come back.
And you want to know something? I would never be married to you. I could not be married to a woman like you.
Oh, you couldn't.
My wife is the complete opposite of you.
Oh, yeah, she's the complete opposite.
She sure is.
She loves
She's
you
not a controlling yenta. She's not
loves
jealous.
you going to that party.
Yeah, and what do you think you got there? You think you got King Solomon sitting next to you, that all the women are going to throw themselves all over him if he goes to a party like that?
Are you King Solomon?
No, I'm just going to celebrate a guy's getting married.
King Solomon.
You mean Dad can't see naked women? Oh, for
You
goodness
got a
sakes.
big mouth.
If I was married to you, I would have shot myself in 1976.
Oh, please.
All right.
I couldn't
And
take
I
it.
just wanted Robin to know.
You
the
think
truth.
Dad's a man?
I really appreciate. Thank you so much.
Do you think Dad's a man? Is Dad a man?
Pardon?
Is Dad a man?
Is that a man?
Is he a man or a woman?
What do you think?
I asked you a question. Is he a man or a woman?
What do you think he is?
He's a woman.
He's a woman.
Yeah, he's a woman. He sits there and takes this crap. He should cut. You know what? I'm going to get him on the phone. I'll invite him to the Scores.
Yeah, invite him to the Scores. He would never go to a thing like
He
that.
would die to go to that.
He thinks too much of me to go to a thing like that.
He don't think about you at all.
Yes, he does. And I want you to know what I think about it.
Who cares what you think? I'm not married to
Oh,
you.
you care.
You wish I was married to you.
You're a
She's
big
in love with
shot
me.
here.
You're in love with
You're
me.
a big shot with the microphone.
That's right.
I'll
Who
see
cares what you
tonight.
think?
I'll let you know some more.
Who cares?
Okay.
Keep your mouth shut with that stuff.
You
That's
seeing her
ridiculous.
tonight?
That's yes, I'm
Very
seeing
nice
her
way to
tonight.
Talk to your mother. Keep your mouth shut. This is for everybody to hear.
Listen, let me tell you something. At
Yeah.
some point, I'm 41 years old.
So what?
I'm in a
What does
marriage.
that mean?
It's got nothing to do with you, my
41
marriage.
years old and you're stupid.
My marriage has nothing to do with you. You got to understand that. This is my life that I'm
not
living.
talking about your marriage.
My
I'm
life
talking about the way you conduct yourself.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with you the way I conduct myself.
Yes, it
Nothing.
does.
No, it doesn't.
It absolutely does.
No, I'm free of you.
No, you're not.
I left your house
You'll
when I was
never be
18.
free of me.
I left your house.
And listen, I'm glad I told you what I thought.
What are you, washing something?
Yes, I'm getting ready for tonight. I have things to do. So I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. And I'll see you later.
You're not in charge of me.
Huh?
That's the way you chose to live your life. Locked in that house, staring at each other. I would not choose to live my life the way you do.
Well, you can do what you want, but
The two of them stare at each other. They can't even watch a separate television program. I'm giving my. Guess what I'm doing, Ma? I'm giving Dad I'm giving Dad a movie tonight. A movie with violence in it that you can't watch.
Wonderful.
She's like, she's
What,
like,
are you trying to break
And
them
don't
up?
make up stories about me. When you talk about me, you get me on the phone.
listen. I'm gonna clip the umbilical cord right now. Listen, here it is. Here I go. There it is.
Cut? Okay.
Tell Dad Sally Kirkland was asking about him.
About who?
About Dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So?
Just tell him.
Okay.
You know what? Try to treat me like a friend.
Come on, I have things to do. I'll see you
Oh,
later.
sorry. Who asked you to call in then?
Well,
I'm exhausted from that phone call with my mother.
Man.
I mean, you know, she's unbelievable. I would not go. That's some voice, huh? That could cut through like a buzzsaw.
Oh, you know it's not the voice, it's what she said.
No, it's the voice, too. Very sweet lady. Listen, she loves you.
Yeah, no.
She only wants the best for you.
Hey, I love her too.
I do not approve of that shindig you are going to
That
today.
shindig.
Shindig.
I want to talk about
not
that
a
shindig.
shindig.
I didn't even know she was talking about.
Yeah. I didn't either. And then it hit me.
Go home and look at your children.
Great. That sounds like fun. Let's see. Go to Scores or go home and look at my children.
Oh, Howard, don't you
choice.
even say that it would be more fun to go to Scores.
No, it wouldn't be.
Thank you.
Going to Scores today, though, had nothing to do with your decision to not go into the Knick game last night, right? Two separate issues.
Right. Of course. I don't go out during the week. I'm sequestered. I'm not even going to try to deal with that jerk. New Orleans, you're on the air. Hey, where does Robin disappear to during the commercials?
She gone again?
You know, this is a new thing. She like disappears for like 10 minutes.
Probably doing an interview.
You can't be doing both.
Oh, maybe she's doing an interview for her book. You know, you got a new thing you do. During the commercials, you disappear for about 10 minutes. And then when I get back on the air, I don't see you. Where do you go?
I was in there
Are you doing a
staring-
book signing during the show?
Yes, absolutely. No, I'm in there staring at this new plain paper fax machine.
Oh. You're reading the faxes.
Well, I was trying to figure out how, because it kept ringing. I wanted to make sure it was working.
Why are you...
Caught up in it.
Why isn't Gary in charge of those faxes?
Nobody pays attention to the machines around here but me.
Gary, you're the one who should get the faxes.
Papa Bohai.
What is
So,
this?
there's a guy on the phone. He's belted. He's doing something. Let him do his thing. Let this guy have an outlet. That's the problem with most radio shows. They don't let a guy like this have an outlet. He's doing something creative. He's doing what he knows what to do. We were in here talking about how you've become changed by this book.
I have changed?
Yeah, completely
I have
changed.
not changed.
We're calling you Stepford Robin.
Robin.
The sweet Robin has come. Ever since Robin wrote the book and like she's on the promotional tour, she's like the sweet Robin. Like,
New Robin has emerged.
yeah, I'll give you an example.
Yes, please, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, it's the gracious Robin.
Gracious?
The thoughtful Robin.
Me?
Yeah, like Gary's mother showed up at the book signing and said, oh, I wish I had an autographed book or something.
boy.
Robin quickly gets off an autographed book. Thank you for being in my life. You know, like, she signs it, thank you for being in my life.
Oh, boy.
To Mrs. Delabate.
Well, I'm very pleased with her this week.
And it's like everything that...
But we're all on eggshells because that U-turn could happen.
There you go. Stepford Robin, everyone's calling you.
Wait till the book goes off sale.
Right. And Robin's in like this selling mode, you know, where she's nice to all her fans and, you know, signing everything, being accommodating.
Nice all the time. What is wrong with you?
Accommodating to reporters and...
Accommodating.
You know, whatever, yes, I can be available. Yes, I'll sign that, no problem.
The marketing Robin.
Yeah, the marketing Robin. Stepford Robin. Robin sent me a beautiful basket.
I was going to say, you're not going to mention that I was nice to you even?
Robin sent me a beautiful basket for the holidays. My mother said, she was like, she had to have spent at least $200. I said, the generous Robin. I said, Robin's always been generous. She's always been generous. Always.
You're not going to read them the card from that?
No. It was another one of those thank you for being in my life cards. Right? I forget exactly what it said, but it was wonderful.
How long before we miss the old Robin?
This has got to be killing her.
You're all very special.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. You are all very special to me. Robin. Robin Ophelia Quivers. Poor Robin selling a book.
That has nothing to do with my book,
man.
you dodo.
What's
I'm
going
never
on?
being nice to you again.
That's a coincidence.
Just because I wanted to remember you and your family.
Thank you.
I'm selling a book.
It was very nice. Mrs. Delabate wants to know if she could sleep over your apartment this week.
Now that's pushing it.
Hey, Gary, get that girl on the phone and ask her if we can tie her to a chair and cut her clothes off with a pair of scissors. Please. I don't know. I read your card. I needed a beer.
I was going to say, well, nothing nice about you.
Hey, thanks for the phone call.
I guess that was your welcome.
Yep.
So they tell you should go visit the Pink Pussycat Boutique, the Oscar Wilde Memorial Bookshop, the Leatherman, Sheridan Square Park.
These are like museums of gay people.
Yeah. Observing gays in their natural habitat.
The Pleasure Chest.
Yeah, this is like you roll up your windows.
Do not leave the tram.
Right. Keep your arms and legs in your car and roll up your windows.
Do not feed the gay people.
Yeah.
And then they tell you what to do when you get there.
Yeah.
These are a few potentially useful questions to ask in each shop. What goods does it sell? What services does it offer? How can you most accurately characterize it?
Yeah, can you imagine? Excuse me, what goods do you sell?
What type
What goods do you sell? Oh, for God's sakes. Can't you see? We got 9 billion dildos here, jackass. Get out of here.
How can the behaviors...
Are you from that human sexuality class?
Yeah, why do they need to be bothered with a bunch of students coming down asking questions?
Are you here to observe us gays, or are you here to purchase? If you're here to purchase, stay. If not, get the hell out of here. Yeah, go ahead. What?
Well, it tells you how can the behaviors of everyone involved be best described? Who visits the shops?
Yeah. Excuse me, who visits the shop? What, do you want a list? What do you think I am, some dumb queen?
And here's this one.
Our people are confidential.
How do you feel being there?
Great.
How good is the service? Specifically, what is for sale?
Are you another one of those snotty college kids, hetero, coming in here to evaluate my service? Get out of here. Don't come back.
Are there any live sexual services offered for sale? Which? What are the costs?
Bend over. I'll give you our mailing list.
This is not too difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, then it tells you gay restaurants to go eat at.
Like what? What's a gay restaurant?
David's Potbelly on Christopher Street, Tiffany's on the west side, and 14 Christopher, unsurprisingly, at 14
But the
Christopher.
guy says it's not gay.
These last two are predominantly gay male restaurants.
I mean, a lot of gays like to go there.
One Potato, that's one of the places.
One potato.
Where's the other potato?
But they're not gay restaurants. There's no such thing as a gay restaurant.
They might be places that gays hang out, but they're not gay restaurants.
If you want to have a gay restaurant, why would you call it One Potato anyway? Call it McHomos, like a McDonald's or something. So everyone knows. Burger Queen. All right, look. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to take that class. I'm going to go back to college and take that class.
Just for that class.
Can you imagine your old man's paying about $20,000 a year for college?
Oh, my.
And you know, what'd you learn today? Well, they had me go down to a leather shop and observe homosexuals.
Yes,
Go to
Dad.
get a gay sandwich.
I went to a place where they have, they offer sex, gay sex.
Oh, yeah?
Found out exactly how much it costs.
Yeah, Dad. You spent 20 grand so I could find out where to get the best gay sex. Oh, I'm a dictator. No, you're a dick. I'm a tater.
Right.
Right.
I was trying to get the second half.
All right, get out. You do your job horribly.
Papa Flunky.
Yeah.
They were all with him making it with Floyd.
Yeah, it was always Opie, Ampy, and Andy were going out of town. And quite frankly, there's so much noise in this studio. I start talking, I can't talk. Everybody has...
Well, you know, when you bring up these old bits, it brings back memories.
Yeah, but I know, but I just can't think straight. It's like being at a party and you can't get a word in.
Pull my finger! Pull my finger!
Yeah. Yeah, there's like Jackie's in the background going, yeah, Floyd the barber. And I'm trying to talk.
Floyd and Andy were dating.
And he's got no mic on, and I just hear this guy in the background reciting the bit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I hear that in the background. I'm trying to talk.
He does love it.
Yeah.
He does love it.
You know, sometimes on the show, I just have to talk. Everyone has to quiet down. Even Robin has to quiet down.
I said one word.
I said
Gold makes you older.
Hey, Jackie Puppet, Andy and Mayberry bit.
Oh, there was Floyd and Opie in the they were making it a silver screen. He was under the floorboard.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, that's enough. Kishmira took us around. That's Italian.
Robin,
You know what that means? Kiss my ass.
and I bought Robin's book about 2 days ago.
Kishman took us around.
Not over my book, please.
That too. They should all get in their ninja outfits and try and track these guys down.
Oh, by the way, I want to hear Dennis Fung mention my name again.
Dennis Fung, you want to hear that? I got that. Yeah, Melrose Larry Green was out, believe it or not, in front of the somewhere.
The OJ Courthouse, I guess. And he saw Dennis Fung leaving after his testimony yesterday.
And since Melrose doesn't really do anything for a living except stand out there and shout out my name, he did get, Fung was no comment, and finally answered Melrose Larry Green with Baba Booey. The Baba Booey is Dennis Fung.
Okay.
Mr. Fung, one thing of Howard Stern. No comment. Howard Stern? Yeah. Baba Booey. You like Howard Stern? Wow, thank you, Mr. Fung. I'm Melrose Larry Green, thank you. You listen to Howard? I do. Thank you very much, Mr. Fung. You're a big star, thank you. I'm a fan of Robin's, too. Well, Robin will be here next week. I'll make sure you meet her.
Robin wants to go out with Dennis Fung.
I have no idea what his marital status.
She wants to scrape blood with him.
I'll collect your samples.
Yeah. Would you collect Dennis Fung's sample? I'll need a sample.
You can supervise me anytime.
Yeah, you're attracted to him, and when you go out to L.A., you're going to be looking for a date, right? Are you going to try and set that up?
I would certainly love to meet him.
Are you going to call his publicist?
I'm sure he has people now.
Yeah.
He's on TV.
You never know what's going to get you.
What?
You never know what's going to get you sexually. Dennis Fung, huh?
I'm unpredictable.
Yeah, I never can predict. I always think you're just into me.
Look at this. I tell you, there are places in the world you know nothing about.
Yeah, like Billy's house. I've never been there. My own little princesses doing so well. You know, your story has touched so many so quickly.
Well, some people say you ought to put words to this song. To sing to me, Howard.
Robin, you triumphed in quivers alive.
Maybe John Tesh will write about me now.
Yeah. You have triumphed. Your father was not nice to you, and your mother didn't really see what was going on. She took a blind eye's view, And now you had to go through some tough times. Where's my music? You became a nurse, even though you didn't want to, even though someone just called you up and just to get the phone from stop ringing. And then you went on the road and almost became a stripper and a prostitute. And then you almost were a cold core. And then all of a sudden you were feeling not so good about yourself, even though you love Muhammad Ali. And then you then you found me and everything was fine. That's when you started the road to healing.
You ate ice cream.
And you ate a quart of ice cream and you stamped on my face while you jogged.
See how it all comes together.
And then you said those words that touched everyone. Get away, you cretin. I have felt for a long time, starting with these Marines that were blown up in, where was it, Lebanon?
Lebanon, Beirut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Our Marines were over there. Ronald Reagan was president. And he came out and he made a big speech, Ronald Reagan. He said, these people who did this to our Marines will be tracked down and we will have justice. It's almost like the Clinton speech you heard last night about how we're going to find these terrorists and we're going to punish them, as if that meant anything to these guys. These are guys who want to die for Allah. They would have just as been happy enough to blow up themselves with that car.
If they had to.
If they had to.
You can always find somebody who'll do that.
Yeah. And, you know, there was some, everyone was very upset yesterday and should be. And this guy, I think it was a guy named Senator Lieberman, was up on the floor saying, we have to have a new law that shows these people if any act of terrorism, they will instantly be put to death. Or I don't know, he had some kind of new law. And I'm like going, schmuck.
Wrong people.
Yeah, wrong people. You don't know what you're dealing with. There's no difference between this and being bombed at Hiroshima. I mean, at Pearl Harbor. There's no difference. We're under attack. We're at war. And you say, well, who are we exactly at war with? Well, duh. Don't be stupid. This Hezbollah or this, it's all Islamic-based. It's all Iran-financed terrorism. And you know what? Maybe this particular attack was in Iran. Maybe it was, Syria or somebody. But let's say it's Iran. Let's punish somebody.
Oh, so you would just willy-nilly go off and bomb somebody?
We are at war with you-know-who. Let me tell you something.
You haven't told me who yet.
Iran, you know when this started? When they started taking our people hostage, now they're frustrated. They can't get our people anymore.
They can't get our planes.
Yeah.
We fixed that sort of situation.
Yeah, once it happened, we got smart. We don't allow any Americans over there, and we don't allow Americans to be held hostage. They made us look like fools. They had the world's attention, just like Giorgito has the world's attention as he holds O.J. hostage over there. O.J. should have already been hung. It's not fair to O.J. He should be dead already. And I got to tell you something. They had us by the nuts back then. And back then, we should have gone in and blown them up as soon as we got our people back. And we do not punish them. They continue to do this. They finally realized this is Beirut now. When did you ever see in American history people blowing up buildings with car bombs like this? This is exactly what goes on in Beirut. When you see on the front page of the newspaper, it says, we look like downtown Beirut as they drag our babies out of these...
I never saw pictures like that of people walking around bloodied and, out of their minds.
So what you do is you got to go to war, unfortunately. I mean, it's a war. And now the first thing you do...
This in a rather simplistic way.
But let me finish.
The world arena we're talking about here. There is a whole group of nations who would not look kindly on us just going off and bombing someplace.
Okay. Step 2. We have an immigration problem in this country. The country was set up, understandably so. We had a big empty country. We had a big empty country, and we said, you know what? Give us your tired, your poor, everything. We needed people. And we let a lot of people in. And you know what? We've built a great country.
You're saying this we like you were here.
I was part of it.
Ooh.
Let me finish my thought, please, because it is an important thought, and the world is waiting for my opinion, as they deal with everything.
Everything.
Yeah, because this will be
with bated breath. People couldn't sleep last night.
There are 2 AP reporters waiting for my statement. Anyway, and I'll be giving this statement in Spanish in the 8 o'clock hour.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And when will you be doing it in Arabic?
I don't know. Oh, never. Anyway. The phase 2 of my plan, and it'll eventually be adopted. Unfortunately, this plan won't come into fruition until half of our buildings are blown up.
This one I will say you'll never see.
Yeah. We have a problem in this country. We have students. This is the first problem. You know, we have Arab students here. They're 40, 50 years old. The FBI and the CIA and everyone else is totally aware that there are regular meetings of Arab people who get together to plot against the United States. It goes on. You can read about it in the newspaper.
They have footage of it.
They have footage of it. They regularly meet to plot the downfall of the United States of America. And they're all here on student visas. I say, if you're a student at 50, there's something wrong. At some point, you got to stop being a college boy.
There's got to be a cutoff.
Yeah. And these guys are all, I've seen them. They're no college boys. We're dupes. We're fools. We're idiots. Now, when we were at war, remember when we used to call the Japanese the nips? We were at war with them. We had to put them in internment camps. People scream about that now. They go, we were American. We shouldn't have been put in internment camp. Of course you should.
Wait a minute.
We were at war with the Japanese.
But
we didn't know who was our enemy.
American citizens. They didn't put Germans in internment camps here.
They should have.
Oh.
They should have. They made a mistake.
Oh, I see. You are a man.
And let me tell you what we should do. I'm not saying internment camps. I am saying take everyone. No, I said that's what we did in World War II. I'm now more humanitarian. What we should do is take these students and anyone who is here, non-American, not an American citizen, as of today, and ship them the hell out of this country. And if you laugh, but when you're going up in a building, it sounds like a real good idea. Can you imagine? We have people here who we're at war with. We should declare war on Iran and these other surrounding.
You know what I would say?
Go ahead.
You're on to something here.
Of course.
But you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Never
what
wrong.
I would say is that you start restricting immigration from countries
that we're at war with,
causing a problem.
Absolutely. But there are people here now who are enemies of the United States. They've made it clear. It's enough with the visitation for students. There's enough colleges over there.
Close the schools.
Yeah, open up some colleges in Iran. Because you're going to see this happening on a weekly basis until every building looks like that. It will look like downtown Beirut. I mean, you take a look at that picture of that guy, the officer carrying that dead baby out of the building, which is on the cover of Newsday today. You're like, whoa, what the hell is this? And I know, I don't want to hear from Arabs. I know there's some good Arabs here. Like, I'm not saying anyone who's a night manager at 7-Eleven can stay. Anyone who's, been working.
We need those people.
Yeah, we need those people. I don't want to be a night manager at 7-Eleven, and neither does Robin. I'm not saying all Arabs are like that. There are Arab Americans. Don't get your panties in a twist. But real Americans know that they must do something drastic. We have to declare war and do some things that only are done during wartime.
It's interesting to me that all of, because I was watching all the news last night, and they were saying, we know this isn't something that was imported. These people now live here.
Yep.
And they sit around thinking about this stuff and plotting it and working it out all the time.
Yeah.
And they're recruiting.
And we know who they are. And we can ship them out of this country. But everyone's so damn politically correct. You won't hear Senator Lieberman get up and say, hey, listen, we got a real problem with some of the Arabs in this country. We got a real problem. We're at war.
Why are they here hating us?
Yeah.
When they've already declared war on us and we have them here.
And let the good Arabs police their own and turn in the bad guys. Because this is a new kind of warfare. And it's kill anyone indiscriminately.
Yeah, they're the kind of people who blow up daycare centers.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're cowards. They won't fight you hand to hand. They'll just,
They won't even tell you they're coming.
No. Yeah. When we were schmucks, when we were in Vietnam, we told everyone we're coming.
Made big noise.
They kicked our ass. Here we are. We want to fight now.
Over here.
Okay,
Over
stay
here.
right there. We'll be there in a minute. We're going to blow your ass up.
Yeah, that's the thing that I find the most cowardly, that they pick on innocent people, people just going to work, children being dropped off at a daycare center so they can be cared for.
And who even knows what they're angry about?
And a federal building in Oklahoma, none of those people ever did anything to one era.
Who even knows what they're angry about? Think about it. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't even know why we're under attack or that they declared war on us, that we're an evil society.
What did we do to them? All we've ever done is give them money and buy their stupid oil.
Seems to me that the only thing we've done that upsets them is give money to Israel.
Yeah. And, hey, you know what the Israelis have done? You know why they stay there? They just go over. If that's done to them, now that they're into this peace thing, they don't do it anymore. They just go over and blow the bastards up. They would just level the country. And then they would all shut up. Syria was the biggest country when it came to terrorism. They don't do squat now.
Terrorism,
yeah, but they still finance terrorism and not blow up their families. And that's it.
Well, that's the only way you can get these people, because they don't care about you blowing them up. You got to hurt their families and their children, too.
Yeah,
that's what they understand.
They would go to the family of the president of Syria and blow up his family. And that's, we're at war. And, Clinton coming on TV, I never felt more impotent than when Clinton came on TV last night looking all puppy-faced and dour, going, it's terrible. I'm so upset. I've been thinking about it all day. And all I can tell you is we're going to find those guys. And find those guys. What, you're going to find Mo, Larry, and Curly? What do you mean find those guys? How about finding every one of these guys?
We got 20 of them on trial here now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you find 20 guys.
Yeah, they just blew up the World Trade Center. And they still say, well, we don't know if we can pin it on that guy with the long beard, the blind guy. We don't know if we can pin it on him. I mean, we're worried. We're playing by the wrong rules.
This is how we lost in Vietnam.
Yeah, in World War II.
We didn't play by their rules.
Yeah.
We wanted to fight war the way we normally do.
In World War II, we didn't play by any rules. You don't know what went on. We just went there and did whatever had to be done.
Well, it seemed that everybody was fighting the same way in World War II.
Well, there is an easy way to fight this. Start shipping out the enemies of this country, and we know who they are. If you want, drive me down the street. I'll pick them out for you.
Oh, here we go.
You want to know who the enemies of this country are? Let's stir and get in a car.
Now this one I think you'd have trouble.
Yeah. This one is the most radical, where they hire me to pick out the enemies of the country. But the FBI knows who's who. And you know what? And they might make a few mistakes. They might deport some great guy.
Isn't that okay?
Yeah. I think it's
he
fine.
can get back.
Yeah. And if he doesn't get back,
killing him.
No one's killing him. He's going to go back to his country, to the Hezbollah.
He can reapply and say, you know what, you made a mistake.
Yep.
We have time to figure that out.
And for the rest of you who are minding your own BI business, don't get too tan this summer. Exactly.
And take that tablecloth off your head.
Yeah. Even in jest. Because I'll be driving through.
See, this is where I think you have a problem.
A little problem. Not much, though. I think most Americans would like me to drive around in my car, pick out who should be deported. So we lose a few cab drivers. But the Irish drive for a while. That's how they got into this country. To driving and picking potatoes.
You know, every time something like this happens and I get into a cab and the guy has, I love what they do with these cabs.
Yeah, they
Because
decorate
they
them.
redecorate the insides. It's no longer a car. I don't know what it is.
You're no longer in America when you're in one of those cars.
No longer a car.
Right.
It's got
Yeah, you need a visa to get in a cab.
this Farsi writing all over the sides, and you don't know what it says.
Nothing.
These little picture drawings.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Strange smells.
And, they're cooking incense in the car.
Lamb on a stick.
And they got that headdress on and hair all over their faces. And then they're talking into that two-way radio in a strange language.
I know. I think they're talking right to the motherland. I don't even think they're talking to a cab company. I think those are little short waves.
They hardly have time to take your instructions as to where you're going. The conversation is so fierce.
Dead goat on the front seat.
And there's like lambskin all over the place.
Lambskin coverings on the seats.
And little medals and medallions hanging from the mirror, swinging back and forth.
And you know what's weird? Now there'll be a bunch of, I can tell you exactly how it's going to go because this is what went on with the World Trade Center. Then there'll be a bunch of editorials today about how, let's make sure that Arab bashing doesn't go on because not all, like we're morons. Of course we know all Arabs aren't bad people. Everyone knows that. We've been through that drill.
Nobody's ever given any credit for knowing anything in this country.
The editorial's like, we're a bunch of morons and we don't know the difference. There are people, though, who are part of active terrorist groups who are,
I mean, yet last night I was listening
pray to strange gods.
Listening to the newscasters pussyfoot around this issue.
Yeah, they can't talk about it. They can't talk about it. Now, that's why I got in trouble. Can you imagine? Of course they can't talk about it. I had the Latinos coming down on me because I said I don't like Spanish music. In fact, I just listened to the tape on some broadcast. They were replaying my comments.
Yeah.
And I went and I was doing a whole long rap. They even played it on the news about how sad I was by Selena's death and this and that. And then I had the nerve to say I don't like Spanish music. So I, of course, now we get letters from Spanish groups to the radio station, all trying to shake down the radio station, see what they can get for free. That's the new thing going on now.
What? It's free.
If you have Howard Stern on the radio, you must meet with us and tell us what you are going to do for our group. If you,
you get that little program thing.
Shakedown, money. Yeah. Give us something for free that we didn't work for. That's the new mentality in this country. Give me something.
How can I make this work for me?
Give me reparations.
Yeah.
Pay me. See, pay me. Pay me off. It's written in secret lingo. Pay off time, boys. So anytime someone opens their mouth and suggests something.
But now we've gotten to the point where you can't even, they were sitting there. Here we got a obvious terrorist bombing.
But they can't say it.
And they said, well, we don't want to jump to any conclusions.
Yes.
But
3 Arabs
this has all of the markings of a Middle Eastern situation.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful statement. These anchor people are the biggest, dumbest puppet heads. And you know what? All the TV stations are afraid to offend anyone. Because then they'll hear from the United American Arab. I'm sick of this United American anything. We're Americans. Anybody who's here is American stays. Right now, anyone who isn't, out. Out. Students, out. You don't understand I'm a student. You're 50 years old. When are you going back to your country? So, we know the difference.
I'm like, Middle Eastern, why don't we say what we're talking about?
Yeah, talk about it. Open up. And the president,
know where the Middle East is.
The president's the biggest pussy on 2 feet. Him and that Janet Reno. We don't really want to say what we're saying behind closed doors, so we're just going to say, when we find these guys, we're going to bring them to swift justice.
Like that's possible in this country.
Yeah. How are you going to get swift justice? There's 97 appeals.
Yeah, with all these William Kunstler-type lawyers running around.
Yeah, William Kunstler is defending the guys who blew up the World Trade Center. We'll never get anywhere. I say, send everyone home. You want to go to school? I'm not stopping you. Go build a college in the sand. Who's stopping you?
Camel you.
And they're afraid to even say it's Arab.
Yeah, because Middle Eastern now.
Yeah, because they're going to hear from some Arab group.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Or the other thing they'll say is Muslim extremists.
Yeah.
But they won't say, come on, these guys have these, turbans on their head.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone saw Arabs running away, and this is the way they do their terrorism.
Yeah.
Too early to point the finger. Duh, we got eyewitnesses. Too early to point a finger.
Well, they do say the FBI is looking for some Middle Eastern gentlemen.
Yeah, gentlemen. They don't want to offend anyone.
Please, don't get upset.
Step 1, declare war. Step 2, as in any war, take whatever measures are needed to secure. I like this. The first thing they did, they said, well, they said, in light of this happening, extreme measures are going to be taken. I went, ooh, this is it. And you know what they said? They're going to make sure they're going to actually reroute traffic away from the White House.
And they're going to check our purses.
Yeah. So, Clinton, you know whose purses they're going to check? They're going to check the purses of hard-working people who have never done anything wrong in their lives.
They're not going to go into the White House with a bomb in
and,
your purse.
and they'll check purses and find a half an ounce of pot and throw someone in jail, a hard-working citizen. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Disrupt our lives.
Well, that's what always happens. We wind up losing more of our freedoms.
Yeah. And how could anyone any terrorist be intimidated by our criminal justice system in light of this OJ trial. I mean, you can see you can get away with double murder.
Any other trial? The guy who shot, what's his name? That Israeli...
Yeah, I know you mean.
Kahani?
Yeah, he's walking around somewhere.
Please, how long did it take him? And he got off.
Yeah. I say if the guy looks like Jamie Farr, and he doesn't have he's not an American citizen, throw him the hell out of here. Why are we waiting? Throw him out.
That would get people to then police their communities.
You
You're
bet.
talking about saying, you know, if you're a good guy, you're not going to tolerate this kind of element in your community. If it was a case of you're having to walk the plank with them, you get rid of them.
You're damn right.
That I'll agree with you on.
Yep. But it'll never happen.
No,
because
of course not.
President's a pussy. Everyone's afraid of being called racist. It's not racist. It's like, hey,
It's
somebody's got a real vendetta against this country. 80 people, I believe, dead.
When we don't know if a building's going to fall on top of us when we walk into it, we're in a serious condition.
See? I got you on my side.
Oh, geez.
Got you talking just like me. You started out slow, but you came full speed around.
I still
That's how
don't
Hitler did it.
believe in internment camps.
One by one. Oh, by tomorrow you'll be in there. You'll be building them with me.
Aber wir werden auch die nicht vergessen, die den richtigen Weg einschlagen.
If he doesn't know who Mickey Mantle is, send him out of the country. That's the test.
There are certain questions we will
Right. Hey, you know who Mickey Mantle is? I don't know. Goodbye. On a plane. On a boat. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I got to take a break. We're on the Hindenburg.
And the sad thing is that there are other people who never considered this, who are disgruntled about this country too, and who maybe have never considered doing this kind of stuff will say, hey, look at all the attention that gets.
That's right. Oh, yeah. This is going to be copycats. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
But you know what I found heartening in this whole situation, and I hope that the message doesn't get missed in all of this. There were, a number of people, of course, blown up and battered, and there were scenes last night, because we've had so much unrest, racial unrest in this country. I saw, white firefighters, cradling black people, and holding them and comforting them, and making sure they were all right and that they were calm enough now to get to wherever they needed to go for treatment. And I said,
Right.
You see, this is a real problem, and this is what good human beings do at a time like this. They take care of each other.
In all seriousness,
They
though?
don't look and say, oh, that's a black person,
Right.
just leave them there and go grab a white person.
I hate to break it to you, that's old stock footage from years ago.
Stop it, Howard.
When whites and blacks got along. They just threw that in as a goof to fool people. You got caught up in it.
It worked on me.
It sure did.
It made me feel good about it.
White people don't cuddle black people anymore. They know better. You get in trouble. Of course. Let me tell you something. All right, hey, listen. I want to scratch something new under that Statue of Liberty. Take your friggin' tired, you're friggin' poor, and take them all and go home.
This way out is what
Yeah, this way, a big arrow pointing on top of that head. Put the Statue of Liberty in front of France, where it came from, and let everyone go land there. Get out. Get out. We got to take a break now that we've solved that problem again. And we'll be back with more news from Robin right after these words. Let me tell you something about Nam. I never told you some of the stories that happened to me in Nam.
No.
What time is it?
It's too late for your story.
Hey, Gary, tell Robin the story I was telling you the other day about Vietnam.
You can't even tell your own stories anymore.
Because you don't even believe it when I say this is the most horrible story you'll ever hear. Where is that nitwit?
I guess he's trying to recollect what you said.
Yeah, he's hiding because he can't even bring himself to say it. I had to brush my teeth 4 times to get the taste of the Viet Cong hairs out of my teeth.
What were Viet Cong hairs doing in your teeth?
When I ate their legs. Let me tell you something. You know what the on-key pass is? On-key pass?
On-key
Yeah,
pass?
yeah.
Anki?
Yeah.
Anki? No, I don't know Anki.
I was in
When I was in Nam, the convoys had to go through the An-Ki Pass. And there were a lot of places in there where the boys would get ambushed. An-Ki Pass is a very... Anybody who's served in Vietnam knows what the An-Ki Pass is. Yes.
Well,
and we would get ambushed.
For my ignorance.
And nobody was too crazy about driving those big trucks through the An-Ki Pass. That was the worst. When you had to drive a truck through the An-Ki Pass, you could...
Is this dangerous? This is...
What? Well, think about it. It's bad enough you got to walk through there. Imagine driving a truck. You're a moving target.
Yeah.
So this 18-year-old kid was celebrating one night. We were all about 18, 19, as you can imagine, Robin. I was 16, as a matter of fact. I lied
You lied to get into the service.
Yeah. This 18-year-old kid was celebrating one night because the next morning he was going to be, was going to be his first time through the An-Ki Pass.
Oh.
So he was going to do it up big, get drunk, get himself a prostitute, spend the night doing whatever it is you do because, let's face it could be your last night. And she was a sweet little thing, this hooker.
Oh, you saw it all, huh?
I sure did. I know the guy. She was a sweet little thing. Oh, yeah. She brought a satchel charge into his APC with her. They did their thing. She went home, and shortly thereafter, the charge blew up.
So he didn't even get through the An-Ki
Nope.
Pass.
That's what the gook whores would do. They'd blow us up when we were having sex with them.
Well, there you go. That's the reason for not going to prostitutes.
Yeah. No, you try it. It's not easy. Sometimes, right before you get hit, Mama-san would sell you spiked grass, too.
Yeah?
You know about this?
No.
You smoke a joint, you nod right out. Probably it was heavily opiated.
And then what would happen?
Well, you'd be up about 100 to 125 feet in a tower guarding an airbase, and you smoke the dope and you pass out.
Oh.
See?
Letting all your buddies down.
That's right.
No, that was a fine way to conduct
And it would loosen your
yourself
bowels, too.
Oh, please.
There was a woman bent over about 500 yards away in the fields. I'll never forget her. She was just harvesting something, and we're talking to each other about, I don't know, we're talking to each other, and somebody says, I'll tell you what, I bet you I can hit her. I said, don't be silly. Don't even bother. She was obviously not even an enemy agent. You could tell. Anyway, she was out of range. Everybody started taking pot shots at this woman just to see if they could hit her. I was the only one who didn't, actually. At
well,
first.
I'm glad to see you didn't.
Well, wait a second. Then something came over me. I was pissed off. I was hot. It was the second day in the tower,
Yeah.
I said, damn you guys. Here, watch this. I shot her, killed right over, dead. That'll teach her. Don't you sell me bad pot.
I have to go on.
It was war. Where do we get this story from?
Obviously,
Let's plug that book. There's some book that Gary had about
These
Vietnam.
were things that never had to go on.
What's the name of that book?
It's called Nam.
Nam, yeah, you got to buy that. It's pretty cool.
By a guy named Mark Baker. Some of the stories in there are too long.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But anyway, we were there one day. We were under fire. For fun, this is what we used to do. We used to rip off the gook's arms and glue the hands to each other and each hold an arm and arm wrestle with the gook arms, not our own arms, because we didn't want to tire ourselves out because we had to build the wall.
You're ridiculous.
I'm telling you, we would rip their arms off, glue the hands together.
You have never recovered from Vietnam, obviously.
Nah, I'm still living it every night. I'm in the sweats. I've got deep, deep sweats from malaria.
Because this is the Polk Street incident, which was one of the highlights of the book so far for me.
All right, what is it? Is it more than a paragraph?
Yes.
This is a big one now.
You know what? I'll save this.
All right,
I'll
go
do
ahead.
this real short one.
You tell him to do something. Yeah.
You shut up.
All right, go
You
ahead.
wrote it. No, we'll screw with it.
Go ahead.
I entitled this Strutting My Meat.
Strutting my meat?
I
Just
don't
a quick
remember
incident.
this. What
Quick
is
incident.
Strutting my
Shh, there's a reading going on.
Oh, my.
And there's, of course, a lot that led to this and a lot after it, but this is just
What are you
nuts.
doing while we're on vacation? Maybe I should have you come and do readings at these books.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think my heart could take it.
I want to see that negotiation.
I couldn't afford him.
You
All
couldn't
right.
afford it.
You really couldn't.
90% of the book.
Hey, I'm doing all the selling
I'm
here.
the guy that made it number 3.
Nobody cares about your book unless I'm reading it.
How come we only have time for one paragraph?
But 90 minutes
Plenty
of
of time for you
doing
guys.
your
I put my
impression.
heart and my soul into this.
All right,
Go
this is
ahead,
called-
Jackie,
And you
rip
put
it
your
apart.
foot in your mouth, too.
Does this
What
need
are
a
you
setup?
talking about?
Does this need a setup?
No, not at all.
All right, what is this called again?
Strutting My Meat.
Go ahead.
It's just a
Strutting my
quick
meat.
payoff.
Oh, my.
At first, I thought the key to my post-summit life was getting a different kind of job. And I found myself scouring the papers again, this time for work in the skin trade.
Did you name this
Don't,
show?
Jackie, Jackie, it doesn't work when you laugh at yourself. Let us laugh. Go ahead.
Then you guys
Go ahead.
shut up and I won't
All right,
laugh.
go ahead.
How could you not laugh?
Everyone told me this. That's not just me saying it.
Right.
Go ahead.
See, you killed the whole
Go
thing.
ahead. Oh, yeah, it's my fault.
Back up. It's always your fault. The exhibitionism that had surfaced with Audrey began to move to the front of the line in my thoughts about what to do with myself.
Oh, dear.
Maybe, coupled with my desire to entertain, it would calm my restless spirit. I found myself auditioning for a porn film director, allowing him to take a Polaroid of me naked. Then I made an appointment at a strip joint downtown.
Wow. I gotta hand it to him. You can't.
Not in my book.
It shouldn't have been.
Wow.
I see the Polk Street incident should have prefaced that.
I know. You had a plan in mind, but
yeah, but these are
it's all
all-
right. There'll be
Oh,
plenty
I
of the
see
show.
what the Polk Street incident is now.
You
Okay.
should.
Anyway, so that's Jackie will be at Rascals Comedy Club in West Orange, New Jersey, with Jake Thomas on keyboards. For filthy jokes and Robin excerpts, call 516-9221.
You know, O.J. hasn't spoken in so long that the only thing I can remember O.J. says is, look out. Hey, look out. Hey, look out. Look out. Look out. Well, you got two different lookouts?
I have two different ones.
Let me hear those again.
Depending on the intent.
Hey, look out. Hey, look out.
The intent's OJ, and
Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. Hey, look out. All right, very good. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. What a guy.